It's card review time. But first, a little lore. I know what you're thinking. I already know the lore of Bruce Banner. Why do you need to say it again? Well, guess what? I put a lot of effort into these videos. And this is my channel. So you're going to watch it. And you're going to like it.
Is it worth it?
Alright, so everyone knows the lore of Bruce Banner. He's a fucking science nerd. And then Thunderbolt Ross is like, hey, dork, do some gamma radiation tests for a bomb or whatever. Some stuff happens, and then he gets mutated into Green Angry Man. I would like to take a second to remind you of the Incredible Hulk show, starring Bill Bixby. Bill Bixby played David Banner, not Bruce Banner. And you know why it was David instead of Bruce? And this is not me, this is the people who made the show. They thought Bruce was too gay. Sorry, Bruce, if that's your name, but that's what people think about it, apparently. Anyways, Bill Bixby played David Banner, and then Lou Ferrigno, as most people know, played the Hulk whenever Bill Bixby would go. Blah, blah, blah. Actually, last thing I will say in this lore section, that's really not lore at all, is the She-Hulk opening, the season finale opener, is basically just the old 70s show opener, but redone with She-Hulk, and it's hilarious. Just check it out.
Jennifer Walters, Esquire, lawyer, millennial, search chemistry. Now, when Jennifer Walters grows engaged, a startling metamorphosis. The creature is driven by rage.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
She is provoked into a rampage that has landed her in prison, and now she is seen only for the raging spirit in her.
It was pretty good, right? I will die on this hill. She-Hulk was a funny show. Sure, it had some cringy moments, but it was great. The CG was good. The show was funny. Fucking neckbeards ruin everything. Let's review the card now. Bruce Banner is a 2 energy, 1 power card that reads, when you end a turn with unspent energy, 25% chance to Hulk out. Overall impressions of Bruce Banner. I think it's best if we just do some math real quick. If you play him on turn 2, you have 4 chances for him to turn into the Hulk. Because obviously you're not getting extra energy on turn 2. Anyways, the math for that is 0.75 times 4. 0.75, because if you forgot high school math, that is the decimal representation of a percentage. That math comes out to 0.3164 or 31.64%. Let's say 32. So play Bruce Banner on turn 2. The chance he doesn't become the Hulk by the end of the game is 32%, which is pretty low. But every turn you play him after turn 2, it gets drastically lower. So overall impressions is a 2-drop that's 2/3 of the time really good, on turn 2 good. That sounded weird, but yes. But is a card that's a coin flip on turn 3 good? Is a card that's worse than a coin flip on turn 4 and 5 good? Is a card that's useless on turn 6 good? No, it's not. So aside from the one deck where we all know this is going to go, onto the good and the bad of Bruce Banner. The first thing here is that if you play him on turn 2, I don't think there's a better card in the game, really. 2 energy for 12 power. That's pretty great, especially in a high evo deck. This thing is going to scare people like Morbius. Whenever you play against a discard deck, I know this happened to you. Morbius hits the board on turn 2 and you're like, well, I guess I'm giving up that lane. That's probably what Bruce Banner is going to do if it's played on turn 2. Second thing here is you keep him guessing. Maybe it doesn't turn into the Hulk. Maybe just the fact that it's on the board on turn 2 or 3 is enough to make the opponent be like, do I play into this location? I don't know. They have to think about that the whole time. So maybe just the threat of it, maybe the fact that the opponent has to consider it is good enough. I don't know, but it's definitely a positive. All right, and the third thing here is technically it can go in any deck. I'm stretching here. But aside from the fact that it's a big 2-drop sometimes, there's nothing really else that great about this card. But most decks don't spend all their energy efficiently. So technically, Bruce Banner could find a home outside of high evo. Maybe. All right, on to the bad. The first thing here, after turn 2, it's shit. The poop card. Turn 3, 50-50. After that, who cares? You're not playing it unless you don't have any better plays. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's only good early and that's it. And I honestly don't like cards like that. Second thing here, it's a magnet for answers. Just like I was talking about Morbius earlier. Whenever you see a turn 2 Morbius, you either have an answer for it or you just go, yeah, I'm probably going to ignore that lane. That's what Bruce Banner is going to be. If the opponent has a Red Guardian or a Shang-Chi, Bruce getting hit. All right, and the third thing here is, this is another stretch, the float requirement. Yes, some decks are going to take advantage of it. Correction, one deck is going to take advantage of it. But a requirement of a card is technically a downside, and I wanted to put 3 points in this section, so there you go. Onto the potential deck list for this card. What do you know? It's high Evo. The only things I would point out here is we are playing Shocker because it helps you save energy. Also, I like Shocker's name. And then we are playing Armor and Cosmo instead of where you would usually see Kyra because they have more utility against other decks. Cosmo can just outright win you games sometimes. Armor has more utility than Kyra. Also lets you float more when you have 2 cards that are 2 energy and 3 energy instead of 1 that's 3. And then we have Magic to have an extra turn basically to hit Bruce Banner and to float and do all the stuff. And then on top end, you got the 3 Hulks. Red Hulk, 2 green, 1 girl. Yay. Moving on to the recommendation. All right, so should you spend your resources on Bruce Banner? So for keys, if you don't have Ravonna or High Evo, well, I think you absolutely have to have High Evo for this card. So for keys, this is actually a pretty good week. You get Bruce Banner, you get Ravonna, clutch card. You get High Evo. High Evo is like an unlocking to like 2 or 3 different types of decks. So yeah, it's spend all 4 if you need all those cards. It's a great deal, better than you've had in a while. But on the tokens end, I can't recommend spending 6k tokens on a card that's gonna be a coin flip at best. What the fuck? All right, this video's over. Bye.